Hey everyone, good morning. It's pretty early. Welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, for those of you who don't know. There was a lot of weird energy going on yesterday, and God, my vision is so blurry I can barely see. I'm not even awake yet. There was this almost like echoing of old selves, and I kind of thought it was me at first because the energy was really heavy, but it was echoes of like other people and past selves, almost like hearing like past lives. I don't know, it was weird. Nothing new, but still weird. So I wanted to see, because there was a big energy shift last night, and things were like deadly quiet to the point where it almost felt like daytime. So the closer we get to the new year, and ridding the last bit of the year of the snake, I had this vision where it almost looked like, you know, when you get like a new technology thing, and then there's that plastic like satisfying like peel that you get to do. Everybody loves that peel, right? It almost felt like that, but in an energetic light from like the auric field of people, if that makes sense. I'm gonna use the Tarot of the Divine, and I just want to do a small kind of free-for-all and see what comes out. So Spirit, what can you tell us about this energy shift? What's going on in the collective? What are you guys drinking this morning? Do you drink coffee? Do you drink tea? Do you drink something else? I'm having a green tea. Put it in the comments. What can we get, please, Spirit, with this energy shift for the collective? What can you tell us? Really? All right, the Hanged Man. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Everything being flipped on its head. Like old thought patterns, old ways of being. If you're someone who's been doing the work and you're on your healing journey, imagine back to a place in a time where you were at your absolute darkest. And if those of you are still going through those dark times, just know that the wheel turns, and that you know, you will come out of it, you will heal, things will get better. Keep the faith. What else can you tell us, please, about this? Yeah, it's like she's sleeping, right? The Hanged Man, she's sleeping, but her hair is like all spread out like the sun. And that's what I was telling my child this morning. It almost felt like there was this energizing happening, right? Like things are heating up, things are gearing up. The High Priestess, wow. I just heard night and day. I feel like for those of you who resonate with the High Priestess card, or resonate with being a feminine who is spiritually gifted and on her way up, I feel like something woke up inside of you last night. Something is no longer dormant and something is being renewed. The Queen of Swords. You're in your fierce energy, your honest communication, your no bullshit era. Yeah, and with the flowers on her dress, like the blossoming of your strength, the blossoming of your spiritual strength and your spiritual gifts. What else can you tell me? Strength. Well, geez, I can't make this up. It's like one after the other. Come on now. Right? Let's go. And all these red tones, these warm red tones. Yeah, so we're definitely gearing up for that fire horse. I'm playing Breath of the Wild, and I had, for some reason during the day, I was thinking of Hidalgo, the movie, Viggo Mortensen. And I totally love that movie. And I made it to like the Hyrule, like I did the first island for those of you that have played, and I made it to the second, and I didn't know that you could catch horses. I didn't know that was a thing in the game. And then like I saw these horses, and when you get to the outpost or whatever, they tell you how to catch one. And they had like a Palomino type, and it was like a Hidalgo. I'm like, I want a Hidalgo. so I got a horse and I named him Hidalgo. It was awesome. What else can you tell me, Spirit? About this strength, about this awakening, about waking from this slumber. It's too many. Okay. Like, slow it down. See, there's like an energy, there's like a speeding up and then a slowing down. I was so tired, and then when I couldn't even go to sleep, I felt like I was like wired. It was really weird. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're cutting through the crap, like cutting through the bullshit is what I heard. Yeah, so both swords are up, right? You're in fighting mode. And I don't mean fighting other people or being in that like Queen of Swords energy, which even though the Queen of Swords is here as like no bullshit, your communication, you're honest, you're standing your ground. But there's a sense of you're ready to fight like the darkness. The Four of Cups. I mean, this reading is just amazing. Okay. I'm getting like a celebration, and you see like all the birds and stuff. I feel like you're gonna celebrate like you're coming out. You're coming out into this strength. Self-pleasing. Like you're pleasing yourself, you're proud of yourself, and you should be proud of yourself. Yeah, there's just like a renewal, like with the window and the bird. Your day is coming like real shortly. I mean, if it doesn't happen like as soon as we hit like the new year in February, I would definitely imagine it would hit in March, right? Gosh, I like this energy. Okay, what can you tell me about this Hanged Man? What can you tell me about the Hanged Man? The Five of Wands? Yeah, so that's the energy that I was feeling yesterday in the afternoon. You might be taking a lot of naps lately, or you might be really tired lately. I feel like you're fighting off the darkness. You're fighting off like negative thoughts. So some of you might be really rewiring your brain right now, which takes a while. And I don't mean like months, I mean like years. So good. It was like my first sip. Okay. What can I get? What can I get for the High Priestess? I heard you're learning. So you might be researching and learning new things. The Hierophant, yeah. I heard you're learning your craft. God, look at her hair. Isn't that beautiful? You're learning your craft. You're honing your skills. You're finding out what it is that you believe, what your morals are, and you're breaking down the structures that were built up in your mind by society, by other people. You're freeing yourself from that. And we move into the Queen of Swords. What can you tell us about the Queen of Swords? Yeah, you're fighting back. I heard no mercy. You're being merciless is what I heard. The Chariot. Yeah, you're moving forward. I heard you're cutting through, and then I kind of finished it with a competition, but like you're cutting through the emotion. You're cutting through like the choppy waters. This is really lining up really nice. What can I get for the Strength, please? What can I get for the Strength, please? I heard it's time, whatever that means to you. Take this as it resonates. Oh my gosh. I'll take that one. The Seven of Cups. I just heard you're in awe. You see how he's like, I mean, this is Aladdin, I believe, right? The story. He's in awe of like what's in front of him. I almost feel like your intuition, your third eye being open, you're in awe of what you're seeing. I feel like you're starting to clarify things in your head, and when you start clearing out everything and you break through that and you become that like free thinker, you start to see clearer in your third eye. There's such a freedom in that. There's such a feeling good in that. Maybe you were getting a lot of headaches and you've felt a release. I mean, as of today, maybe even late last night or early in the morning kind of thing, early in the morning last night. What about the lamp? Yeah, those are magic lamps. What about it? Tell me something I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to it. There's something about the magic lamp. Okay. Maybe a friend is coming? Because when you rub the like Aladdin, the genie, you ain't never had a friend like me. I don't know. Maybe you wished for someone or wished for something and they're coming to you. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups, a balancing. And this is like, yeah, two dudes, right? Maybe you wished for a friend. Maybe you wished for a partner. And I don't mean romantic. I mean like, someone to see you, someone to understand you. Maybe you've been alone for a really long time. Maybe you're like more of an introvert person, or, you know, because you have been, I mean, the High Priestess is here and the Hierophant's here. So that's not hermit mode, but with everything that's been going on, you don't go through all of this without doing the work and without being on your own quite often. So I heard camaraderie. So maybe friends of the like, friends that, or people or community that, that you jive with, right? People of the same mindset. What can you tell me about the Four of Cups? Slow it down. Okay. Wow. There's like a knock. There's like with the knocking. Yeah. There's like a knocking on the door of the soul of this High Priestess that's waking up. Again, these cards always do that. It's so weird. There's one other deck that does that a lot too. I can't remember which one it is, where it knocks. It's almost like the past is knocking, right? With that energy that was happening yesterday, but they can't get through. That's why I was saying it felt like echoes, because the doors are closed. They're locked now. They're becoming sealed. The past is in the past. The cycles are over if you've been doing the work. Nine of Swords came out. She has her hands open. She's meditating. She's allowing like the new energy to come in. It almost feels like, yeah, she's, and the swords are down. And how he's like crying. So if you resonate with being a priestess, you know, priestesses tend to work for the collective. They tend to help heal the collective because they have that gift of being able to transmute the world's energy, the community's energy, and alchemize that. So it's a heavy burden of a gift. Yeah, and this man like looks like he feels helpless, like he's the one that should be doing it and not her. That's interesting. What else do we get? Three of Wands. Yeah, you're moving up the ladder. I heard the moving up the ladder of consciousness. Yeah, you're alchemizing the strife that's going on. It's interesting. Bottom of the deck is Seven of Swords. You're becoming wild and free, and you're taking on the big beasts. So that's clarification of that, kind of the whole reading. Yeah, we're at 20 already. I want to get... Okay. Let's do a couple of the unknown animal. What can... Okay, I want to know... I don't know what questions to ask. I kind of want to know about... Oh, we wanted to know about the lamp, right? I think the reading is fairly clear as to what's going on, but I want to know about this lamp, this magic lamp. What does the magic lamp have to do with anything? Tell me about the lamp. Elephant came out, and I heard beast before that. So normally elephants are seen as the remover of blockages. But it's interesting because this elephant, it's not water, it's fire that they're holding on to, or that they're harnessing. And then the jewel on the forehead is red. So I feel like yeah, red with the Chinese New Year, but also red with like a serious grounding. So maybe you've healed your root. Maybe you've healed your sacral. And your desire and your emotions are starting to wake up again. Again, what does that have to do with the lamp? Well, lamps are also oil lamp. So the magic within your sacral. Yeah, I'm getting hot now. Oh my God. I just got like a big rush. You're waking up your sacral. You've healed your sacral. So the fire and the desire and the passions and the creativity, you've healed that, and it's waking up, and it's a beast inside of you. What can you tell me about an elephant's walk? And it's almost like thunder, right? Here, take it, beaver. Which is funny because elephants clear out trees and will knock over trees, and beavers break down trees. That's very interesting. Like you're breaking down structures and you're rebuilding. You're rebuild. Maybe you've rebuilt your fortitude, your mental fortitude, your energetic body, like your auric field, like you're rebuilding like your house around yourself. You're strengthening yourself. You've become a powerhouse. Good job. Nice. So what can you tell me about this Ace of Swords? Because the Two of Cups came out. This is a balance, but there was something going on with this Ace of Swords that I wanted to know about. What can you tell me about that? Okay. I don't want to take these. Okay. So I was thinking with the elephant and the beaver and the strength and the fortitude, and with this man crying and her being strong, I feel like someone feels like a male feels like they let you down. I heard he wants you to be happy. Someone knows how heavy your burden is, but they are unable to help you right now. Oh crap, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. The clock alarm went off. So there's a male that's upset that you had to fight stuff on your own, that he was unable to help you due to his own fights that he has going on himself. Okay. What can you tell me about the Ace of Swords, please? But he knows that you're strong. He just wished that he could have been stronger for you and there for you. But I feel like he's protecting you in your energy in the 5D. So someone is thinking about you and is praying for you and wants you to be healed and okay. So just know that you're loved. That's interesting because the crocodile was in the part of the ones that came out before. Okay, so the Ace of Swords. Spider came out, which is interesting because this Ace of Swords with the ropes. And then what else? The crocodile. And the panther. Yeah. You're fighting stuff that like bumps in the night, let's say. And you're learning to balance and I heard and understand how the 5D works. When it comes to battles, like spiritual warfare, which is interesting because that's what we were talking about with the High Priestess. Now that you've fortified your mind, now that you've built your strengthened your resolve. So spiritual warfare might be new for you. You're strengthening your sight in the dark. See how they're both really like watchful in the dark? And these are jungle animals. And the jungle's like, you know, the concrete jungle, the jungle of, you know, like I said, the things that go bump in the night kind of thing. They're both baring their teeth. And you're weaving. I heard watch out for the spiders. But I feel like you're weaving your own mind, again with that mental fortitude. What can you tell me about the Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups, the Three of Wands? Fire ant. Yeah, it's like everything's coming at you because they don't want you to be awake. They don't want this sacral and this root of yours to be healed. So because we're going into the new year, and the doors are closed now, they're coming at you from like, they're doing whatever they can, like, you know, the darkness, the negativity, the attacks or whatever. They're trying to get at you as a last resort any way that they can, but it's over. They can't. It's too late. Yeah, it's like you're fighting an army. Okay, let me have one more, please, to close this off. I didn't think it was going to be this in depth, but one more for the collective, please, moving forward. The Bat. The moon is really drawing me in. And with the High Priestess here, the Queen of Swords, the Strength, the Four of Cups, even the Ace of Swords. I feel like your full feminine power is awake now, and you're gonna start putting it to some real use. That's not a word that normally pops in my head. I heard you're infallible. Fox is on the bottom of the deck, which is one of the other cards that popped out with the crocodile. You're infallible. You're incapable of making mistakes or being wrong. You've strengthened yourself so much that you can't go wrong now. You've fortified and you're deeply rooted. And your spiritual strength is heightened now. I mean, well done. So if you were feeling maybe concerned, if you were feeling at all worried, if you've been feeling really sad and kind of like maybe even like broken at times or like unsure, this is your confirmation and your validation that like you're good to go, and you've never been stronger. It's amazing. I hope that you guys have a really good day. Yeah, everything's gonna be great. Keep going.